Hello everyone, my name is Rohan Maharzan and my topic is zoos are internment camps for animals and should be shut. We can evaluate many aspects of a person from the way they treat animals. Humans have a close relationship with animals and the environment. Humans and animals were never very different from one another. However, humans have exceptionally progressed throughout the time. Our progress as a race has advanced tremendously, but our progress is still frail. Humans caging animals in zoos for educational and entertainment purposes are inherently brutal. Many people who go to the zoo for educational purposes cannot learn much about the animal because how they are caged and treated. When the animal is removed from its natural habitat, a change of behavior surfaces which impairs the learning process. I think zoos are internment camps for animals and they should be shut down because, first, they are caged in small spaces restricting their mobility, and secondly, because the restrictive space can cause a great deal of distress to the animals. So, what are the effects of caging animals? It is morally flawed for humans to agonize animals by removing them from their homes and putting them in cages for entertainment purposes. Zoos can help care for injured animals and increment along with breeding endangered animals. Zoos can take care of animals that are on the verge of extinctions or endangerment. However, they should not be let off the hook for simply taking care of animals that we collectively drove to extinction. Extensive research should be done for animals to be housed in such places. I personally do not think it is ethical for us to cage animals in zoos. The limited space restricts the mobility of an animal. Animals have less roaming space in zoos rather than in their natural habitat. A tiger has 18,000 km less roaming space. A black bear has 25,000 km less roaming space. A merkid has 333,000 km less roaming space. And a polar bear has 1 million km less roaming space than they have in the wild. This is just an instance of grave injustice because animals are caged in smaller spaces without any regard to their roaming space and overall well being. So, why zoos are not built for educational purposes? Learning about animals in such places is not possible at all. There are huge differences in an animal's psyche and behavior when they are in controlled facility and when they are in wild or their natural habitat. Animals are used to being brought up in specific natural environments. They tend to exhibit different behavior when they are not held captive. Yes, they can adapt to that environment, but their innate instincts to be free and roam around the wild cannot be erased. Just because they can live in a captive environment does not mean we can strip them of their inherent needs. The animals have to pay a huge price for our entertainment. So, all in all, I do not think the animals should play pay a price by being caged in a restrictive space for the sole purpose of our entertainment. Why zoos should be shut down? I believe zoos should be shut down because the restrictive spaces often distress the animals. A number of zoo investigations reveal that the enclosures are inadequate for the needs of the animals. As a consequence of that, animals can often develop abnormal stereotypical behaviors, develop medical problems, and suffer a lifetime problems related to behaviors and health. According to Born Free, stereotypical behaviors are defined as highly repetitive, invariant, functionless behavior such as repetitive pacing, swaying, head bobbing, bar biting, over-grooming, or excessive licking by caged animals. These behaviors are often a consequence of frustration, impaired brain function due to captivity, and the lack of space to exhibit natural behavior patterns. Only animals held in captivity display such erratic behaviors. These types of behaviors are never exhibited when they are in their natural habitat. The lack of space for roaming is one of the major reasons for this. Some of the behavioral changes of animals. The animals display their frustration by showing the aforementioned behavioral patterns. The restrictive space can cause emotional distress in animals. Restrictive spaces usually mean having fewer animals in space or cramming many animals in a small space. Small spaces have an intense toll on animals' psyche, as they can be sad, depressed, or lonely due to the lack of social presence. Whereas in cramped places, fights between animals can break out, causing serious injuries. Some cases can also lead to the premature death of the animal in the cages. There is a serious toll on the animal's mental as well as physical health because we want to be entertained by them. We have given ourselves a great deal of power over other organisms we coexist with, which we have abused constantly. I do not think animals are superior to I do not think humans are superior to animals, nor do we have any jurisdiction over how they should live in a closed space. So, in conclusion, zoos should be shut down because we are depriving animals of their roaming space and natural habitat by confining them in boxes for our entertainment purposes, which have negatively impacted their psyche along with their mental and physical well being. But a huge problem of all the animals living in zoos looms over our heads. Not all animals were born in the wild, so they cannot survive there. A low and smooth transaction should be done to transfer the animals from the zoo to the wild. For instance, transferring the animals to a sanctuary with more roaming space can be an alternative before setting them to the wild. This is not a definitive answer to all the caged animals, since more research about this should be done. All in all, we need to take a little steps to ensure that animals do not remain in internment camps like zoo. I think zoos should be shut down because they are internment camps for animals. The restricted spaces cause a distress for animals, a lot of distress for animals. And these are the references that I use for this topic. Thank you.